Hey listeners, guess what? It's a special episode of Four Weebs. It's a Becca pick episode. Oh, and Dash is here too, because she's always here.
You had to get in there.
Yeah, anyway, it's my special episode. We're watching Fall 2016, different animes. Woo! Yay, everyone, introduce yourselves.
My name's Leah, and before we started recording, Becca said something about donking to me. And now I have some inappropriate thoughts in my brain. I'm not sure how I should feel about it.
The new slogan, donk you.
I just want to defend myself by saying that I was trying to write I don't know, and I apparently just typed something close to that.
I donk
That's
you.
okay.
I donk you.
I enjoyed it.
My name's Liam, and I'll do my best not to get political, but I want to change my major in university to astronomy.
Get out of here.
That's an actual line. Well, it's not an actual line from one of the animes I watched, but there's
Is it really?
Yeah,
Oh,
there's a part when they're in the classroom and she's like, "We're gonna study astronomy."
Oh God.
And boobology. And I was like, I'd be really good at those, I think.
On that note, can Veda introduce herself now?
Hi everybody, I'm Veda. I'm just here. Yep.
She's too cool to
I didn't get a cool quote from any of my shows because I forgot, and then I didn't have anything fun to say, so.
Well, I donk you, Veda.
I donk you too.
So
See, this sounds cute that way.
Yeah. I donk you. Aww.
Hey, it'll be like Rick and Morty. With, what does he always say? Oh, Becca, help me out. No, there's that one creature where you say a word and it kind of just means whatever in the moment, and you have to figure it out. I'll remember.
What? I don't remember.
Squanch.
Oh, yeah, Squanch.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. I see where you're going for. So, anyway, this episode, once again, special episode, as we do every 7 or so.
7, yeah.
And I figured because I was super lazy and didn't want to pick anything, although we nearly had another run-in with School Days, which would have been tons of fun.
Yeah, then we remembered how terrible that would be.
Yeah, then we remembered that we want to enjoy ourselves sometimes. I decided that we would just... Everybody could watch some fall anime, and the requirement was watch 3 episodes of something, be it 3 episodes of the same anime, or 3 different animes, or anything in between. And then we can all just come together and chat about them a bit, because why the fuck not? So let's get to it. Liam, can you tell us about what your quote came from?
Well, my quote came from... I don't even know where to put this anime in my life right now. I guess it's just like guilty pleasure, fun show.
Is this the one we all watched?
Keijo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Keijo, 8 exclamation marks is the title. I think it's 8. It could be like 7 or 9. I'm not sure.
Why is that a thing with sports shows?
Well, I think like when they're coming up with the title for it, they saw all the other fall animes like Haikyuu as 3 exclamation marks.
We must have the most.
The rugby one has like 2, and then there's a bunch of other ones with exclamation marks. So they're like, "Fuck it, let's have like 8 exclamation marks.
Let's use all our exclamation marks."
They stand out the more exclamation marks they have.
Yeah. So I watched. Well, we were at a social gathering, and we watched an episode of that together, which was fun.
Yeah. So we've all watched at least one, except Veda. I think Veda tried to like
cover her eyes.
I watched
turn off her brain the whole time.
And then I got bored and just stopped.
But you were present for the watching of.
I was there and it was on.
She was like, not enough husbandos in this anime for me.
It's not even that. Just continue.
It's pretty ridiculous.
Anyways, well, maybe we should talk about what everyone watched. So I watched an extra episode of Keijo, so episode 2. Yeah. And then I watched the first 2 episodes of Drifters.
Ooh.
Because I'm just a little boy like that. I'm like, this has swords and violence in it. Let's watch that.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
And nice. I'll talk more about those when I talk about them. So what did you guys watch?
I also watched, obviously, that one episode of Keijo, and I also watched the first episode of Drifters. And then I watched 2 or 3 episodes, because I'm a keener, of Bloodivores.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
That good.
Well, we'll get into it.
Fair enough. Vita?
Okay, so, I might have gone a little overboard.
Wonderful.
Just watch the whole season or something.
No, because
What
it's
was
not
it?
all
That'd be
out yet.
impressive. She time traveled.
Well, I ended up watching like 4 different shows.
Holy shit.
I got bored, and we had like 3 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was like, I just want to watch something. So I watched 1 episode of Nanbaka.
Oh,
Yeah, and then 1 episode of Kiss Him Not Me.
what's that?
Yeah.
I'm interested to hear about that.
I will talk about all of these later. I tried to make them short. 2 episodes of Flip Flappers.
Oh, I almost watched that one.
I
I
don't know
think
what
you
that
would
is.
like it, Becca. And then 5 episodes of Yuri on Ice.
Of course you did.
I'll get to that later.
Oh, Vita.
I don't know. I saw some clips from Yuri on Ice. It actually looks pretty good.
It's
It
really
looks-
good.
It looks hella gay, but
Oh,
pretty
fuck
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Not
it's
that there's
gay in a
anything
good
wrong
way.
with that.
Hella
In
gay is a good-
hindsight, I wish I'd picked Flip
No,
Flappers.
don't talk about it yet. I want to talk about that later.
Becca's
No, I
gonna
was
talk
just-
Well,
about
Becca,
her
you tell
stuff.
us what you
Plan,
watched,
Liam,
and then
quit
why don't we all
ruining my
talk about
stuff.
Keijo?
Okay, well, we all watched Keijo, so let's talk about that first.
No, Becca's
But
gonna talk
Becca's
about
gotta
her
tell
stuff.
us
Oh,
what she
right.
watched
Sorry,
first.
Becca.
Quit trying to run my fucking episode, Liam. God damn it.
OMG.
Wrong.
Yeah.
Make this podcast great again. Politics, election.
Calm your fucking tits, man. It's a podcast. All right. I watched an episode of Yuri on Ice. An episode of Izetta the Last Witch.
Ooh, I almost
And
watched that one.
then, yeah, I think you'd like it, Leah. And then Gakunin Handsome. I
Oh,
watched a single episode of that because
I
it
love
popped
that
up,
name.
and I was like, sure, why not? And then also Keiju, and yeah, that's it. I was lazy.
I did also see the episode of Gaku and Handsome, but it was like forever ago, so I don't remember most of it.
Yeah, no, it's I'm not gonna take very long to talk about it.
Nope.
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 So get back to Keijo. Let's talk
Right.
about some butts.
Does someone want to give a brief description about
Yeah,
it?
so it's a sports anime, but like this is pretty much just like a fan service show, like shameless fan service, which
Mhm.
you know I'm okay with. Like I'd rather have fan service like that than fan service that's kind of thrown into shows because the creators aren't confident in the show's ability to actually keep people watching. This one is just kind of made just to be like super fun because it's a sports anime with a bunch of girls standing in a platform in a pool, and they have to knock each other, wrestle each other into the water using only their boobs and butts.
As we often do.
But it's like super exciting and dramatic like all other sports animes. So like there's just like these like incredibly unrealistic dynamic shots of like ass just flying through the air and exploding and there's attack move names.
Mm-hmm.
As
The
we
best
often
attack
have.
move being the vacuum butt cannon from episode 2, which is so powerful it ripped the other girls' swimsuits right off.
Of course.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
As
I watched
vacuum
2
butt
episodes of
cannons.
this. I'll probably, I mean, I don't see the harm
say
in
it,
watching
Liam.
some more. Like it's kind of like it kind of feels the same way as My Ordinary Life. Like it's a nice if you just need to watch something light and funny just to take your mind off some problems
Mm-hmm.
from down south or something. Just saying.
Well, I mean, that is one thing I initially thought about Keijo is, like, it is really ridiculous, but it's kind of nice, because even though it is technically fan service, it's not to the point where it makes you feel almost, like, inappropriate for watching it, so you could just watch it for the comedy and not really get
I felt a little
really
bit
all that offended.
I felt a little bit inappropriate watching it. But like
Just
I see
think
what
about
you're
it this
saying.
way.
Like it's kind of like to draw a comparison. Yuri on Ice takes a lot of time to make all the men look really pretty. Keijo makes all the women look really athletic in knocking each other off of a floaty board in the middle of a pool in bathing suits. Yeah?
Well,
I would, like... sorry. Do you want to go?
Oh, all I was going to say is, what I mean more is, like, it's one of those things where, like, let's say, like, me, like, I don't usually watch really, like, fan servicey anime. Like, it's easy to kind of... It sounds ridiculous because it's really, really obvious, but it's like, I can focus on just the comedy and how ridiculous it is. I don't sit there and, get really, like, uncomfortable about it because it's almost so ridiculous and over the top that I don't actually, like, see it as, like... I don't know. I'm having a bad time explaining this.
Well, yeah, and they have, like, most of the girls kind of have, like, average anime girl bodies, but they do, like, take the time to have some characters that are, like, different body types.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we should give another shout out to Mackenzie to kind of making us watch this.
Who we will hopefully have on in the nearest future.
Mm-hmm.
One day, Mackenzie will be on this show.
Just dangle it in front of her.
She's just, like, listening right now, being like, oh my god.
You bitches. Sorry, Mackenzie.
But Veda, what were you gonna say?
Sorry. I was just, what were we talking about?
I was saying how it's, like, it's fan
Tits and
servicey, but I can watch it as more of a comedy than fan service.
Oh, right. I was gonna make the comment. I was like, but just picture this: if you're sitting there watching Keijo on your computer, and, like, your parents walk into your room, like, what's easier to explain, Keijo or porn?
Or they have to explain why they're randomly walking into your room without knocking first.
Because they're parents and they don't care about your privacy.
I don't live with my parents. I don't have this problem.
That's when you say, I'm watching this because I'm testing you. Because I know you don't want to see this shit. So knock next time for the sake of your own eyeballs.
Don't you trust me?
Okay.
I'm watching it for the podcast, Mom.
It's a sports anime, I swear.
It's a sports anime.
I'm just saying, from someone, like, looking into the anime world from outside and seeing Keijo,
it looks
the
a little
first impression looks a bit...
Oh,
like,
for
you know
sure.
how people, like, more, like, normal people, quotation marks, think about anime as just being like, oh,
tentacle
those people
monsters?
like watching cartoon women get raped by octopuses and shit. It's just kind of like, you know how people have that impression of anime when they don't know anything about it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it kind of gives it that bad name.
I think that's kind of why I can sit here and say, though, that I, like, as fan servicey as it is, it doesn't make me feel like, let's say, what was that zombie one we watched?
High School of the Dead.
Yeah.
High School of the Dead. It's not like High School of the Dead where, like, it is clearly very, like, sexual fan service. This is, like, goofy, over-the-top fan service, and as someone who can watch a ton of who watches a ton of anime and knows that this is a thing and that's not all anime is, I don't know, I was able to kind of tune it out a little bit.
I get what you're saying, Beta, though. Like, you have to. I have to really, like, judge carefully who I talk about this anime with.
Oh, for sure.
It's like, oh, I've been checking out this new sports anime. It's like, oh yeah, it's like, yeah, girls just knock each other into the water with their butts. Like, there was one person I was telling about this who I, like, don't know super well, but I thought, you know, because she had seen anime before, I might as well. Then she, like, Googled pictures of it, and she's like, oh my, Liam. Like, what is this show?
Right? Like, her impression is just like, oh no.
I think we've just gone that far into the anime world.
Yeah. And, like, I'm not saying it's a bad show. Like, because honestly, when, like, watching the part of it that I did, like, the animation is really well done, and the character designs is well done, and, like, it looks nice. The tits and butts look nice. It's just, it's not something I'd watch.
Oh, no, me either. Like, when I made that comment, I wasn't even technically saying I thought it was, like, good anime. It's just, I was just surprised. Like, if you told me, again, what it was, not even so much that it was fighting with boobs and butts, but if you told me it was a sports anime, I'd be like, fuck no. Because I don't like
that's the thing. I don't like sports anime, but I like this sports anime. But I like this sports.
What do you think, Becca?
See, I think that I think that if you like things like Haikyuu, this show potentially has potential to go in the same direction, where it's a story about somebody becoming great at their sport. But this one has butts and cool girls, and it isn't boys that are busy, like, feeling bad about themselves. I liked Kaijo. I liked it. Like, it was funny and it was entertaining. I want to watch more. I just need to sit down and actually do it.
I think
Sorry. Yeah, I completely agree with Leah. It's like fun, sarcastic, over-the-top fan service versus like, here's a panty flash that's going to titillate you.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
that's a good way to say it.
Like, it just, I don't know, it's meant to be funny and over the top. It's not meant to be serious and sexy.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you could take it that way.
You could, yeah.
But if that's why you're watching it, but if you're not, then it's like...
But, like, it's
whatever.
It's that little bit of, like, over the top that I like about anime. And we've watched a lot of, like, serious stuff the last couple months. Kaijo's, it's a nice, light show. I like it.
Yeah, what I was gonna say, I think, like, the main struggle that this show might face is, like, after the first 3 episodes, and the, like, novelty starts to wear off, like, I don't really know where the show will go. Yeah. Like, it's gonna have to pull something pretty neat to, like, really succeed. To succeed as more than just, like, a novelty show. Mm-hmm. But if it does stay as a novelty show, then that's not too bad.
Well, and that's where, like, you look at what other sports animes do and think about where this one could go. Except it's got boobs and butts on top of it. Right?
Amen.
They did show quite a few different characters, so maybe they'll start getting more into each of their story and journey and the sport.
It'll be like
the question is, it has to be like, will it be enough to get the people who were watching it just for the novelty to keep watching?
Well, it's only 12 episodes, so I feel like by the time you get to the point where you're like, where is this gonna go, you're probably almost done, and you're like, well, I'm just gonna keep going.
Could be right.
That's a fair point.
Well, shall we move on to the next sports anime?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, Veda, do you want to talk about Yuri on Ice? Do you want to like get fucking ramped up about this?
Excuse my typing here while I look this up while you guys talk.
Wasn't there a rugby anime?
There was. I'm surprised Veda didn't watch it because I almost did, expecting to like have a chat about it, and then I was like, no, that's too much sports. I need to watch something better.
See, I was going to, and then I was like, no, because then all of the shows, because I ended up watching a bunch of shows that were like really guy-centric, and I was like, I feel like a massive hypocrite for being all like, Keijo is horrible, I'm gonna go watch my boys anime over here.
So many boys.
I'm gonna go watch something girly. So I'm putting it off for later. I'll go watch that one
later.
Fair enough.
So we do Yuri on Ice then?
Okay.
That's the next sportsiest thing, right?
Yes. It looks really pretty.
The most
it has 3 exclamation points at the end of the title. So I was really hyped for this show going into it. And I was not disappointed because I'm in love with this show.
Before we talk about the show a bit more, can we just talk about the title and how misleading it is?
See,
how is it misleading, Liam?
Yuri is the opposite of yaoi.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
It's just because I've seen lots of jokes online. I didn't even think of
it that way. That's a good point.
It's his name.
I've just seen lots of. Well, if you know nothing about the plot on the show, you're like, oh, Yuri on Ice, that's gonna be so hot, and then you watch him. It's about like 2 boys named Yuri.
That's fair, but the description does start with the show's story revolves around Yuri Katsuki. You know, that's his name.
Yeah, I know. It's just a funny bad joke I wanted to make.
It's
Sorry.
okay. I thought about the same thing when I saw the title too, so don't worry.
We all did.
Mm-hmm.
I actually didn't. I'm kind of ashamed of myself.
Oh no. Becca, were you gonna say something?
No, I was just gonna say, do you want to tell us what the show is about in general, quickly?
Oh, okay.
Before you tell us all about all the reasons why you love it.
Actually, I do have the synopsis up right now because I was looking at it.
Do you want? Okay.
That makes life easy.
Hit me. Let's do it.
All right. The show's story revolves around Yuri Katsuki, who carried all of Japan's hopes on his shoulders to win at the Grand Prix final ice skating competition, but suffered a crushing defeat. He returns home to Kyushu and half feels like he wants to retire, half feels like he wants to continue skating. With those mixed feelings swirling inside him, he confines himself inside his parents' house. Suddenly, the 5-time consecutive world champion ice skater Victor Nikiforov, yeah, appears before him, and along with him is Yuri Plisetsky. Wow, I should let Beta read this. A young Russian figure skater who is already defeating his seniors. Victor and both Yuris take up the challenge on an unprecedented Grand Prix series. Yay. Yeah, I read that, so now I'm going to shut up for the next 10 minutes because I didn't watch it.
Okay. Oh god, I don't even know where to start. Hang on, let me go find my notes. I wasn't expecting to talk this fast.
Let's talk about the opening.
I really like that opening.
Yeah, the opening is so pretty.
It is.
I only watched one episode, so it's mostly going to be Veda gushing.
I'm sorry.
But seems fitting that it's a pretty anime if it's about figure skating.
Yeah, but it's like, it looks like it's like hand sketch drawn.
The intro, yeah.
Yeah, the intro is really pretty, but in like kind of a manly way, if you really want to start breaking it down.
It's like, what's a good word? I don't know. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's just very nice. And actually, like, people were noting, because in the first episode, it's not very, like, colorful, but in the second episode, they start adding, like, splashes of color while they're dancing and stuff. It's like, kind of changes.
Yeah.
Which is really neat. Also, I really love the song. It's so...
Yeah, the song's pretty, too.
When I watched this show, I was in a really, like, depressed mood, and, like, watching this show just made me really happy, so I was like, this is what I needed. Aww. I needed a pure show to watch. And this just fulfilled everything I wanted in a show, so that might be gushed a little much.
Oh, this is good, though.
It must be good. Like, it makes me kind of, like, I know you've hardly talked about it, but, like, because I know you're not always huge on sports animes, right, Veda? Or are you?
Not always. Like, I think I get really hyped for them, and then I watch 3 episodes, and I'm like, I'm bored. And then I never watch them again, you know?
Yeah, that's why I never watch them, because I can't keep my attention, but...
Yeah, and, like, even with Haikyuu, like, I like Haikyuu, but I can't marathon it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I could marathon this show.
Well, okay, so here's the question for me. Does it start to look more at their like, I almost expect this to be a more serious version of Blades of Glory.
You know what? The thought crossed my mind.
Same here.
Like, that's kind of what I'm expecting of it. Does it go in that direction, or does it become more dramatic and relationship-y focused and...
I'm sure, like
gay.
I think it's, like, slowly getting there, yes.
Yeah.
But it's, like, there's so many, I don't know where to start. I'm, like, overwhelmed. But, like, all the characters in this show are just, like, they're just so cute, okay? And the main character is... I will give him this. He's kind of annoying sometimes, because he's, like, so down on himself. He's like, I can't skate, I'm horrible. And, that, like... Victor is just like, oh, you're stupid. You can skate fine. Just do it. And he's like, no, I can't. I'm awful. And he goes and, like, cries in the bathroom.
See, I kind of really identified with the main character, where I was like, I feel you, buddy. Screw up once, never do well again.
Yeah, and I'm like, I understand the character, but I could see why people would find it annoying.
Yeah.
But I love him. Like, he's just, he's next to my heart. I'm like, I understand your pain in person.
Aww.
One thing I do really like about this show, though, is it doesn't take place in high school. The main
That's
character,
refreshing. The
main character is 23, and the other guy, Victor, is 27.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, some of the other characters are younger, but they have nothing to do with high school. They're out of high school. And I think the main character is out of college, if I remember correctly.
You know,
that's like unheard of.
I know, and I'm like, especially for sports anime, this is so rare.
You know, I just watched a video yesterday on why so much anime is set in high school, which is very interesting now that it's being brought up. Anyway, carry on.
Well, now I'm curious.
I'll talk about it some more in a minute.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna find the video first so I can tell people where to get it.
Okay. So yeah, the characters so far are just, they all have really nice, like, I don't know, I can't say this without sounding stupid, but they're all have really good, like, personalities and stuff. So you kind of connect with them right away. You're like, oh, I feel for this character. Oh, I understand why this character is like this. And, like, at the same time, they're kind of cliched, but they're also not.
Or it's kind of like they're delving into the cliche a little more, maybe? I don't know, I haven't seen it, so...
I don't know if it's, like, delving into the cliche, or it's just, like, there are cliched elements there, but they're not, like, jarring. Mm-hmm. Like, they don't focus on the cliche. They're like, here's a character who has, like, one cliche, and then the rest of it's just a character, like, a genuinely good character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't have much to say, but like the animation. Okay, I'll move on to that. The animation is really good in this show, and you know how sports animes tend to be like 90% them talking to each other outside of the sport, and then like 2 minutes of them playing, and then another minute of them being like, "Yay, we won!" or "Boo, we lost."
Yeah.
You know, this show actually has sport. It's great. In like every episode, there's skating, and so you get to see skating, and you know how, in like a lot of shows they love to do that thing where they're like, oh, they're gonna do a dance now, and then they transform into weird CG models of the characters and they do the dance.
Yeah.
They don't do
like
that in
Love
this
Live.
show. Yeah, Love Live, right? The skating scenes are all 2D animated, and they look really good.
Yeah,
like,
from the
really
little clip I
fluid.
just watched, like when you guys were first talking about it, it looks really, really pretty. And yeah, I was amazed to see that it was 2D. I was like,
right?
Be
I was
still,
like,
my
oh,
beating heart.
this is gorgeous. And like, it's such a pretty show, and it just, oh my god, and I can't even talk.
I find like pretty in like a realistic way though, not so much in like sparkles and bullshit kind of a way.
It's like
sparkles and bullshit.
You can insert yourself into the world and be like, yes, this place exists.
Yeah,
it just looks pretty.
That was the thing that stood out to me in the animation style, is that like the people look like people, like they aren't all overly simplified anime stereotypes.
Mm-hmm.
Like when the mom came out, I was just like, oh my god, she's like she reminds me of Studio Ghibli almost a little bit, the way they went into the detail of it.
They're so cute. All of the characters have like this very rounded design to them, and they're just adorable.
And it's so
his mom
pretty.
is so cute. I just want to hug her.
Well, she came out and then they're like, oh, you're as fat as your mom is. And she like pulls her gut out. And they're like,
so adorable. It's like, I love these people so much.
Yeah, it's so cute and so sweet too. Like at least from the one episode I watched.
Yes, and then okay, so I'll talk about this. The show is extremely gay. Okay, like just
I'm okay with that.
But it's not like in a way where it's really annoying. Like, you know, like a guy could watch this show and be fine. Like it's not gonna be like, oh my god, I don't even know what the word is.
The show making me gay?
Yeah. Just like that. I'm sorry, I can't talk right now. Oh my god.
But
it's not, you don't feel like you're watching like Yaoi or something.
Like a Yahoo ask question. If I watch Yuri on Ice, will I be gay?
yes. Just like that. It's like it's done in a kind of realistic way, weirdly. At the same time, it's still overdone because it's anime, but it's more subdued, I think.
Like, it's not like Shonen Ai where that's the main focus. It happens to be...
That is what I love about this show, okay?
part of the story rather than the entire story, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I had, like, a whole conversation with my friend, and we were both talking, I was like, this show... I hate how every Shonen Ai is just like, the only plot to this is our love.
Yeah.
And that's it. There's no like, other element or like fantasy or sport or something else going on to keep you invested. It's just like them being together. Yeah. And that's fine for some shows, but like everything. And like this show isn't classified as Shonen Ai, so I don't even know if it'll go there. It's just very implied. So and like every episode.
The clip I saw, there's some well drawn butt.
Yeah.
Like,
there's always that like hot spring scene.
That was the very first episode. There's the hot spring scene where fucking where the Russian shows up and he's in the hot spring all naked, and Yuri runs out to find him, Victor, who he's like idolized his entire life, and Victor fucking stands up and he's wearing nothing, and then
he's
just
like, in the hot tub.
He fucking strikes a pose and points at Yuri and is like, I'm going to train you, and I'm just like, I bet that's not the only thing pointing.
Oh no, it gets even better later on.
Like
there's a scene where like both of them are in the hot spring.
Well, I was like, oh my god.
There are moments where it does go there, but there's like really like cute moments. Like there's a couple times where they're just like standing together and you know how people do that like back hug thing?
Yeah.
They'll just like have them off in the corner like that, and you're like, that's really sweet and cute, and you don't see that because they don't like draw attention to it overly, which is nice.
Well, it sounds like it's nice that it's subtle, but also not like the classic forbidden, like, oh, we should do this, like, you know, or I don't understand my feelings. It's like, no, this is just subtly there, and we accept that.
Yeah,
so that's good. That's refreshing.
It's so good.
Say, the only like beef I had with this show was I was like, where's all them girls at? Know a couple people that have done figure skating, and they basically, it's usually like one guy to 20 girls.
Mm-hmm.
That is true.
And that was the only thing that I was like, where them ladies at? But like, whatever, it's fine.
But what
think
about
it is-
So
anime
many pretty
figure
boys. I know, and
Yeah.
they're drawn really pretty. Like
I
when
know.
they're figure skating, it's more like dancing than figure skating.
Dance
It's
skating.
The absence of females could be, because they are kind of doing the subtle,
Yeah,
like
no,
undertone.
shonen.
Yeah. I was like, that was I was like the first scene. I was like, there should be more girls, and then the next scenes, I was like, there should be more girls, but I don't care. Like,
Just watch them prettily ice skate, and then
Yeah.
you just forget
well,
all of your
no,
troubles.
next season, this anime studio will produce their next anime called
Mhm.
Yaoi on Ice, and it'll just be all girls.
All
There'll be
girls.
about 2 girls named Yaoi.
And I'm
Oh my
like,
God.
excuse me, but I watched Yuri on Ice. Where them boys at?
yeah. Yeah, I think like part of it could be attributed to the fact that I think it was like a male figure skating competition.
It's like the smallest little gripe after watching one
No.
episode. Like,
I understand though.
yeah,
That tends to happen with sports animes though, where like you'll get, especially the one like well, all of them are like teams of guys.
Because if there was women, then they would be distracted and they wouldn't focus on their sport, and they wouldn't get to be like the great sport person, right?
Yeah,
Just
and then
like-
usually it's like one
Great
or two
sport
women.
person.
Like, I'm willing to bet that Kaijo doesn't have a boy show up until like episode 11 or something stupid like
If
that.
ever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true. And like there are like side female characters. Like there's that one woman who owns the skating rink with her husband, I think.
Oh yeah, his like, they used to skate together, and
Yeah, and then his
Yeah.
aunt and then his mom do show up.
yeah. Fair enough, but it's not like a romantic interest, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. But that's all
Right.
good. That's fine. I'm glad to hear that it's good so far and that you're enjoying it.
I'm sorry I can't be more eloquent tonight with what
No,
I'm talking about.
it's-
But we can always tell when you have a strong opinion on something.
Yeah.
Just because
know.
of the level of interest in your voice. So we
Yes.
know.
Okay,
You're
yeah,
very,
just-
very excited about this anime.
just go watch one episode. It's so pure.
Yeah.
I love it.
Well, I guess we haven't really been asking, as far as Keijo and Yuri on Ice goes, I guess. Is anyone going to keep watching it / go and...
Well,
Watch
I kind of said I'm gonna keep watching Keijo, but I don't think like it's like in my ordinary life, like maybe one episode, one
every once in a
episode
while?
for every couple episodes of something else I watch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of curious to hear how Keijo goes as it gets a little bit older
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
deeper into the season. I think I'm probably going to listen to see how well it does in later episodes before checking it out. But I still probably want to watch a couple more episodes. I don't know. Maybe, yeah.
You don't have to feel bad if you
Just
want
do
to.
it.
I know. Yeah.
You
I
can be in the
probably-
loop with me and Mackenzie.
I'm probably going to wait and see how the rest of the season goes, then watch it
Yeah.
if it's good. Because I'm a sucker for that kind of shit.
I probably won't, because it's not my genre, neither sports nor... I don't know, it's just not. But Yuri on Ice sounds like I might check it out, simply because I love figure skating, and the trailer looks really, really pretty.
Yeah.
Do it. It's so
So-
good.
I
might go watch an episode, give it a chance.
I definitely added Yuri on Ice to my queue on Crunchyroll. Name drop.
I'll be watching it week to week, so
Oh my God.
Beta's like on
Just like waiting for it.
they keep upping the gay in like every single episode. I don't know how they do it, but they do. So I'm just waiting.
You're just waiting to see how much further it goes.
Exactly.
Hit me with them rainbows.
Yeah.
Well, should we talk about Drifters next?
Sure.
Do it.
I don't feel like to talk about this one that much.
No.
Initial impressions. The anime. A fun fact, actually. I think one of the main guys behind this also worked on Hellsing Ultimate.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I think there was some crossover from that because Drifters looks a ton like Hellsing on Ultimate.
Yeah, so the animation is like really stylized, kind of like Attack on Titan in the sense that like there's really hard black lines on everything.
Yeah.
Oh right.
It's not like super Attack on Titan y. It kind of starts off in feudal Japan. There's this fight going on, and there's this red samurai guy who's killing killing a bunch of people and just generally being a badass. Got a really kind of nasty sounding voice.
Yeah.
Then like kind of the first thing that bothered me about the action was pretty good. I was satisfied with that, but then like there's some points where it just got a little too unrealistic. I know that's like a little weird to say because it's anime, but like this guy,
they
he
give
was
everything
like,
else they give you is so realistic that you kind of like expect them to keep the fighting realistic, if that makes sense. Like I kind of
Yeah.
agree with you, Liam.
Yeah, so the character, he's like kind of pulling a last stand thing so his like superiors can escape, and he basically just wants to like go down as a legendary hero, so he like gets himself impaled by like 4 spears through the chest, and then he like pulls a gun out of his back pocket and shoots the commander. He's like, ha, gotcha, but he's still like skewered by 4 spears. And that just bothered me. I'm like, you can't, that just doesn't make any goddamn sense.
I know, and then I was kind of confused because so what happens is like he gets like impaled, and then he is just like wandering in the forest, and I'm sitting there going like, okay, like are you trying to like die a hero, or are you trying to get back to your people now? Like I'm kind of confused. But yeah, so then as he's like walking, like dying through this forest, he ends up getting like transported to this corridor with a bunch of doors in it, and there's this like creepy looking man sitting at a desk waiting for him. And the man just like sends him through this one door, and then before you see where that door leads, there's another warrior that shows up after him. So it's basically like insinuating that like dying warriors get sent to this man at the desk, and then they get sent to like other worlds and stuff.
Yeah, it's basically like this man in the weird white hallway just sends like legendary warriors to other alternate timelines, because the guy after him is like, he's kind of dressed up like a Vietnam War vet or something, if I remember correctly. And like all the doors in the hallway are different. Like some doors are cobblestone, some are wood, some are metal. Yeah, so then you only watched 1 episode, right?
No, I actually think I watched 2.
Okay.
Yeah,
so then this guy gets transported to some, it's just kind of like a generic fantasy world, because there's like these 2 kids that kind of find his body, and the kids are elves, kind of like they're human, pretty
Sword Art
similar to
Online-y.
human, but their ears are like kind of Legend of Zelda ears. They stick out pretty far to the side.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
And then there's a couple other like legendary Japanese warriors that have been sent to this random generic fantasy world. So that there's some like interactions with the red sword guy with them, but this whole time I'm thinking like, oh, they bandage him up and everything. I'm like, yeah, bandages wouldn't fucking do anything. He should have been dead.
That's true.
That was kind of what was bothering me throughout the first episode, but after a while I'm like, whatever, it's just an anime action show.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I don't know, like I was really excited about the show, like looking at the animation, like reading the description and stuff like that. I was like, oh, this sounds sick, and then like it's just really underwhelming.
Yeah,
maybe I just wasn't in the mood for it. I don't know, but like by the second episode, I was pretty bored, and it's just like them sitting around the fire, like discussing kind of like who they are in history, but like in a dry way. Like I don't know.
Kind of in the oh yeah, and they add like some kind of weird comedy elements to it. Like they add the kind of comedy where someone like says something to piss someone off, and then the other person turns into a chibi and like screams at them.
Oh right.
Yeah, but it was really like disjointed. Like when it happened, I wasn't anticipating it at
like
all.
stylistically.
Yeah, stylistically, I was like, this does not work with the tone and the style that they've tried to achieve so far.
Right.
It didn't work for me.
Yeah, so and then kind of towards the second episode, it like explains a bit more about the actual Alpha Village, and they're being oppressed by some empire nearby. But then the main character is all like full of testosterone and violence, and he's like, I'm gonna save them. Also, I just kind of want to kill some people. Then
I think maybe I only did watch the first episode then, but that's pretty bad because it felt like 2.
Oh no.
It gets like a little bit serious in the second episode because what he eventually realizes that because like the guys kind of these humans go to this elf village basically to like oppress them. Like the only people are there like the men and the children because like the women and the girls are taken away. And where is it going? And so the main character gets a little mad for a second. It's like innocent people are being killed. And there's like kind of this like surprisingly violent scene where he like finds the commander and like tackles him to the ground, but he doesn't use his sword to kill him. He like takes the sheath of his sword and just like hits him in the face with it until his face is like a bloody pulp.
Oh man.
Then he hands his sword. He hands his sword to like one of the elf elders, and he's like, "Here, you need to kill him because he like killed your family." Yeah, it was like surprisingly violent.
Wasn't Hellsing it was like really violent as well?
Yeah,
though?
Yeah, Hellsing was pretty violent.
That's kind of the reviews. Like I was kind of looking at reviews of Drifters, and it basically said like if you liked Hellsing Ultimate, then you'll really like this because it's just like blood, gore, violence. Like
yeah,
you know,
it came off as like a little kind of like hashtag edgy for me, but I was kind of expecting it for the show, so I was like, yeah, that's fine. Like the action was good, but then the kind of stuff in between was like weird, and there's some other subplot in there more having to do with the mysterious guy in the hallway and other drifters that are on this generic world that people don't know about. So I don't know, the show is kind of like got an awkward feeling for me, I guess. Like I'm not sure what to expect. It could get better, but at this point, like it hasn't done enough to make me want to watch more than 2.
Pretty much exactly what I would say.
So I don't think I'm gonna watch anymore. I haven't officially put it on my list. Like when I think about putting it on my list and then I look at all the other stuff on there, I'm like, it's not worth it.
Low priority.
Yeah.
I'll go to Kaijo, please. Or Keijo.
Yeah, that's how I felt about Drifters too. I was just like, I feel like the idea of the show was really cool, but it just didn't translate quite the way I wanted to. I'm not even saying it translated badly. I'm sure a lot of people would really like this anime. Like, I think right now it's got almost an 8 on Meow.
Oh, yeah.
But,
oh, really?
Yeah, it's got a 7.83, but,
maybe I just need to give episode 3 a try.
No, I could see this being very much an anime where, like, if it's your genre, you're gonna love it. If it's not, then you're not that into it.
It wasn't terrible.
No, it wasn't. Like, I still think it could be worth, like, telling, listeners, like, giving it a watch. Like, especially, if you do, like, Hellsing or more, like, gory, violent things, then go for it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fair point.
Yeah. So is that all the anime we had in common?
So
I think so.
We've covered the 2 that I've watched. So
okay.
I know somebody said that they watched Gaku and Handsome.
I did
briefly. I only watched the first episode.
Yeah. So did I, and it was a while ago, and it's really short. So if you want to just like breeze through it,
this is literally a 5-minute review. I don't get it. It's dumb. I don't like it. Don't watch it.
Like it's really
dumb. I hate it.
Do you remember Senpai Club? Does anybody remember Senpai Club? It's
the
basically
world needs
that.
More Senpai Club.
Oh my god, you guys! This animation looks like I want to kill myself with their chins.
Yeah,
dude, like it's bad on purpose.
It popped up in the queue, and I was like, "This looks weird. I'll give it a shot." And it just the first episode's so boring, and it doesn't leave me with anything. And I can't even like hate it. I'm just like, this is dumb. I don't
it's kind
care.
of
a waste of time.
Yeah, like it might not be like
the episodes are only like 2 minutes long.
Yeah, it's super quick, so like you could watch a whole bunch, but it only took one episode for me to be like, nope,
not your thing,
and I noped right out.
Not like that cat one we watched.
Oh fuck what was it called?
Cat one.
The one we marathon.
Where he's a donut.
Donyatsu.
Yes, Donyatsu is so adorable.
I mean, at least we're in that together, right?
Yeah, and we finished the whole thing.
It's really easy to watch.
Why wasn't that your special episode, Becca?
Because I don't know.
It's not long enough.
If your eyeballs haven't seen it, you won't get it.
It's so adorable.
I don't know how I'd explain that.
I basically
neither.
forced everyone to watch it with me, so...
Okay, it's technically my fault for telling you about it. So.
Yeah, you really should not have.
It was okay. I enjoyed it.
That's
I don't
good.
regret that experience.
I don't regret it either.
I just like when they're playing the flicking game with the robot.
Yes!
The robots like this!
Just like flicks them away. You're like, where the fuck did the mech come from, though?
If you haven't watched Danyatsu, I think you can watch the entire thing in like 20 minutes.
That's on Crunchyroll.
It's great. Go watch it.
It's worth it.
Yes. It's not fall 2016, but fucking go watch it.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gaku and Handsome. It was okay. I think I laughed at it like once or twice. It's an acquired taste.
I was expecting it to be a little bit more obnoxious for what I thought it was going to be.
Okay, yeah.
And it wasn't, and it just I don't know. It felt like somebody managed to get their fucking YouTube project onto Crunchyroll is how it felt.
Oh.
That's kind of what it looks like.
That might be what happened.
But that is like Senpai Club. That's what Senpai Club is. It's
yeah.
a YouTube project.
It reminds me a lot of that Neko...
Oh,
Neon Neko Sugar Girls?
Yeah, that one. That fucking
I don't think it's
shit.
quite that bad.
But
it is...
But style-wise, it reminds me of that, where everyone's like poorly drawn.
Yeah.
Okay, but Neon Neko Sugar Girls, they're drawn in MS Paint.
Oh god.
But
they're animated in MS Paint.
Which is ridiculous and over the top, but it just...
Yeah.
The voice acting really ruined that show, but...
I don't think it was supposed to be taken seriously.
No, it probably wasn't.
Anyway,
what else did people watch? That's my 10-minute review of whatever the fuck I just watched. Oh, so bad.
Leah, do you want to go?
Sure. I guess I can talk about Blood of Auras a little bit.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, actually, I was gonna watch this one too.
Yeah, so interesting fact, I actually didn't know this until I was went back to like read synopsises on the first 3 episodes, because it's been a couple weeks since I watched them, but I guess this is actually based off of a Chinese comic.
Oh, really?
This anime.
That's different.
Yeah, which I guess is apparently increasingly happening more in anime. They'll take the Chinese ones, but then
they're running out of material.
Yeah, who knows? But which makes sense because all the characters' names are like very Chinese, and I was like, what's going on? So now that makes sense now that I know that. Based off the first 3 episodes, I actually really liked it. I guess I'll tell you guys what it's about.
Yeah. Hit me.
It's kind of like a weird play on vampires, but so 60 years ago, a strange case of insomnia struck the population, forced them to stay awake for more than a full week. The victims, completely sleep deprived, all went mad. To cure this illness, a new medicine was produced, but the side effects turned the patients into vampires. Humanity went to war against this new species and triumphed, but some of the vampires managed to survive. Born from a human and a vampire, the main character, Milu, is the child of hope, who's meant to represent the new hope that will connect the 2 species.
Okay.
Ringleader of a bank robbery, Milu is arrested and transferred to a special prison of National Defense Agency that monitors vampires. Trying to break free with Angie, he is attacked by strange monsters, and he finds out that the prison location corresponds to the birthplace of vampires, the old capital, Blue Town. Why are they trapped there? What are the strange monsters? Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, yeah. That pretty much is a really good summary.
Nice.
Cool.
The first episode's really interesting because it is literally these 4... I don't know how old they are. I think they are still in high school.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, it's these 4 teens about to rob a bank, which I've never seen in an anime before, and it was done very like action movie kind of style. Yeah, it was just interesting the first episode, but I hadn't really read this whole description before I started watching the anime, so like the difference from the first episode to the second episode is like really random, because you go from this bank robbery in the first episode, and they end up getting caught because there was a kid who was in the bathroom that they missed, like when they first like
did a sweep,
put everyone up on hold, and like did a sweep and stuff like that.
Okay.
And I guess so all vampires have to wear these like collars that I think they haven't exactly explained it, but I think essentially they let off a signal if they sense any like aggression towards a human.
Kind of like the chip in Spike's head in Buffy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. That's probably where they got the idea
comparison.
From.
Solid reference.
But it just alerts the police is what it does. It doesn't like,
cause them pain or
cause him
anything.
pain.
No, so not quite Spike, but Anyway, so the one guy who's the more aggressive of the group, like, goes to like take hold of the kid and was gonna kill him because he's like, well, he saw our faces because they took their masks off at that point because they're idiots and it's a plot device.
Of course.
Anyway, it goes off and then the cops get them, whatever. And then they wake up. Like, there's more to it, but you don't really need to know anyway. So they wake up in this like jail, and then these giant monsters start attacking them. Whereas there's that kind of disjoint because I'm like, whoa, this seemed like a
random
modern
edition.
action-y anime in the first episode, and now we're like,
no, there's monsters
dealing with these big monsters and stuff. But
which could be really interesting.
It is. No, like, it's actually really interesting so far, and from the reviews I've read, like, it's actually only got a 6.17
okay
on Mal, so
wow.
I think some of the reviews that I've read said it kind of gets a little like too many ideas going on in one show.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I might still keep watching it though.
See,
it's really
it sounds like
interesting
it has potential
plot so far, and the animation's really good.
Yeah. See,
it's refreshing. Like, there is a bit of a romance going on between the main character and Angie, the female who was helping them rob the place.
Yeah.
But it's nice because it's more of just a straight up romance right off the bat. It's not like they're gonna do the whole like
will they, won't they?
Will they, won't they for like a million episodes. So that's kind of refreshing. So it's only 12 episodes. I'm like 3 in and I'm still enjoying it. So I think I'm just gonna keep going.
Yeah. See, I almost watched Blood of Wars, and then I saw the rating on Mal, and I was like, I should go watch something either like a bit better or a bit worse than that to have something to talk about.
Yeah, I think it's one of those shows where it starts off strong. I could see how maybe it does go a little downhill, but I could also see it being one of those shows where, like, it depends the person, and if you're not too critical on it, you're gonna enjoy it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I could technically say the same thing about Shiki.
Yeah,
that anime was technically good, but bad at the same time. Like, but I still enjoyed it. So.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
I might check it out then, because, well, vampires.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and it's a twist on vampires, so it's good. I like it.
And it almost would be interesting to have the whole humans making vampires, but then it just being like the vampires living in general life. That could be interesting too. I'm off on a different tangent. Liam, what else did you watch?
I only watched the 2.
Okay. Fair enough.
The two episodes of 2 animes.
Solid.
I'll talk
Beta,
about.
You watched a bunch.
Yeah. I'll quickly go over the other 2 later, but I watched Flip Flappers. I'll talk about that one.
Ooh, I'm excited to hear about this one.
Yeah, actually, and it was funny because I looked at it and I was like, I feel like I should watch this, but at the same time, I wasn't really sure how I was gonna feel about it.
Was this wasn't a Trigger anime, was it?
Nope, but it kind of looks like Trigger.
Good.
Hello? Sorry, everything just got really quiet. I was like, oh, my computer turned off, and it just didn't.
We just want to hear you speak.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. It kind of looks like Trigger. Like, that's a thing I wrote down. The style is really neat. And
it does really look like Trigger. Sorry, I'm watching a preview for it.
Yeah, but it's not. The style is really nice, but it's different. But it's not as different as something as, say, like Gankutsu. It's different in like a subtle way. Where, like, the backgrounds are all kind of done in this watercolor that looks really nice, because it's really vibrant. Like, everything about the show is pretty colorful to begin with, and then you get these, like, really pretty watercolor backgrounds. You're just like, oh, everything pops really well in the show. And it kind of has this, like, trippy Alice in Wonderland vibe going on, because there's these alternate dimensions. Here, I'll read the synopsis over here. Papika and Kokona hold the keys to open the door. When the 2 girls meet, their adventures in a different time and different overlapping dimension called Pure Illusion begin. Many things in Pure Illusion will stand in the girls' way on their search for the mysterious crystal called the Shard of Mimi, an item that is said to grant any wish. However, when the girls find themselves in danger, the Shard of Mimi shines and they are able to transform. So, it is technically a magical girl show.
Okay.
But at the same time, it's not like a typical magical girl, where they're like, oh, we'll just transform to stop the bad guys and save the day. It's more like they end up getting transported to this alternate dimension called Pure Illusion, and then, like, something happens, then they transform to save themselves, and then they get out. is like I've only watched 2 episodes of this show, and that's what's happened in both episodes.
Okay.
But I actually really like it so far.
Yeah.
It's really intriguing, just because it's kind of different from everything I've seen recently.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the story focuses on these 2 girls, and the one girl with blue hair is like a typical high school student, and then what happens to her? Something happens, and she ends up meeting the girl with red hair, and then they get transported to this weird dimension, and she's like, "Where the hell are we?" And the girl and it's like this sci-fi magical girl mix up with like weird trippy alternate dimension illusions that's kind of like magic. It's like this weird mashup of everything at the same time, and it works it to an extent. Like part of it, like the style is really nice. This one out. Yeah, I'd recommend it. I think Becca would like it.
Yeah, it looks really cute.
Yeah, it's really cute. The characters are really cute. Also, I'm pretty sure it's gonna end up really gay later on because, of course, it's a magical girl anime. What do you expect?
Hey, if something isn't gay already, just throw some gay on it. It'll be great.
Yeah, exactly.
Just throw some gay on it.
It'll be great.
Yeah.
Well said.
I did almost watch this one, and then I just didn't.
But the one thing I kind of like, I have a gripe about it, is the pacing is kind of off. Like in the first episode, they would kind of jump around a bit, and I'm like, okay, so wait, what's happening? And then they would get to like these really emotional scene in like the first episode. I'm like, this doesn't really have impact because I don't know any of the characters, kind of thing. But they're like, oh no, like one of the girls almost ends up dying in the first episode, and you're like, that was sudden. And then like it just kind of jumps around, and then they're happy, and then oh no, danger, and then oh no, that's fine, and they're doing cute stuff, and then it ends. But it's I don't know, I could get over the pacing if the rest of it's good.
Yeah.
You know? And so far it has been. And like the second episode also had a bit of pacing issues, but it was overall still fun to watch.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of what matters. And I don't know, people are, and I read comments, right? And people in the comments are all like, is this gonna go really dark? Because if it goes really dark, I'm gonna cry, you know? I have no idea if it's gonna go there, but it sets up this really intriguing mystery, because you have like no idea. Like part of it, I don't know what's going on in half of this show.
Yeah.
Because they just start throwing stuff at you, because like, you know how most animes will start and they'll like give you that whole spiel at the beginning, like there's an organization and they found an alternate dimension and now they're transporting girls into it. Like they don't do any of that. They're just sort of like, and then weird trippy shit happened and ta-da, and you're like, oh, okay. Which is
neat.
Kind of nice, because it's different. It throws you in there with the main character, so you're just as confused as she is the whole time as she's going through this like weird visual craziness.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there are scenes in the second episode where when they go to Pure Illusion, like all of a sudden they're different colors and like everything's really like neon, and she has like green hair, and then bunny ears just like sprout out of her head and she gets a bunny tail, and you're just like, okay. So this is where we're going with this. So I get the feeling they're gonna do like weird stuff like that, which kind of reminded me of Madoka. You know, when they go into like the witches realms, it's kind of like that.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's really, I don't know. I'm gonna keep watching it because it seems like it's such a creative setup and it's so different. I like it.
Huh.
Yeah. It's also really pretty.
I just added it to my queue on Crunchyroll, so
do it.
I recommend check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Leah, did you watch anything else?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I wanted to watch Occult 9, and then I kind of just didn't.
I almost checked that one out too. It got to the point where I was like, "There's too many things to watch. I just need to pick and sit down and do it."
There's a lot this season.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm actually feeling a little like underwhelmed. Like I look at fall's anime, and then what's coming up in like winter and spring, and there's a few things I'm excited for, but nothing like.
That's fair.
I don't know. I don't know. The last recent show I watched was His Sniper. Had kind of a disappointing ending.
It did.
I also just finished watching the first season of Full Metal Panic, which is kind of a slow burn. That was a little underwhelming too.
Yeah, I kind of felt that way about Full Metal Panic too. Like I enjoyed it, but it's just not quite.
It's like
what you wanted.
Let's go on a Full Metal Panic tangent just for like 30 seconds here. It was like parts of it were really serious and parts of it were really like 12-year-old humor, and the show is just has an identity crisis. Am I going to be a serious action military drama?
Yeah.
Or am I going to be a high school comedy?
And in the end,
Rom-com.
it never figures it out, and you're left feeling kind of like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, with all that being
Oh.
said, there are 3 seasons, so.
Oh yeah, that seems to happen with anime a lot, where they just kind of like don't really pick who their target audience is,
But
Okay.
and they try to like aim
Or
at
they
multiple
pull
people.
Art Raise Zero, and they're just like, we're just gonna totally go on a tangent of our own halfway through the season and turn this into stupid slice of life shit.
We
because
just
now
don't
we're
care
SAO.
anymore.
We're gonna do our own thing now, okay, guys? Okay, bye.
Yep.
I was gonna say, coming back to the whole high school thing. So I was trying to find the video that I watched. I can't find it right this minute, but I'll find it. And
Is
post
it
on
the
Facebook
Digibro
group.
one?
I was gonna say, was it the Digibro one?
No, I don't believe it. No, I don't think it was Digibro.
Oh.
There's another gentleman talking about why so many animes are set in high school, and basically it comes down to high school is probably the most relatable time setting, like lifetime setting that you can pick, because adults get it because they once were in high school, and high school students get it because they are in high school.
Oh,
And
okay.
also because of the way Japanese life is kind of set up, high school is basically the time when people have the most free time to go do other shit.
Okay.
And it's also the time that they tend to kind of get like forced together and interact with people that they wouldn't normally interact with. So it makes for a good setting for all like hijinks to happen.
It's a good starting
That
point.
makes sense.
Yeah.
I think, the whole, like, yeah, that's...
Are you sure
Well,
it
to
wasn't?
me, it's a mixture of, like, that might be when they have the most free time, but I could also see it, I could be wrong, being, Japanese high school is supposed to be very intense as well, so it
Yeah.
could be a good way to, like, escape and be like,
It
I'm
was
in high school, this is what it could be like.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it was kind of explained as high school for Japanese students is the time when they get to have like their little midlife crisis before they figure out what they're going to do with themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Versus like North America, where you tend to have that in your early 20s, early to late 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you sure you didn't watch the Digibro one? Because
It didn't
think
have like
you're
a
like
Digibro
describing
intro
the
or anything.
Digibro one.
Maybe it is Digibro. It didn't.
Well,
Does he do
Digibro, it was just
intros?
kind of like a vlog. It didn't have an intro or
I
anything.
don't YouTube. Okay, the only internet I go on is Netflix, Reddit, and fucking Crunchyroll. So maybe it was Digibro. If it's sounding familiar, it probably was.
Yeah, no,
Sorry,
Digibro.
Probably
And like,
Digibro.
Sorry
Just
for not
speaking
YouTubing
on-
hard enough.
It's okay.
speaking on Digibro a bit more, we love you, Digibro. He had a good video. Well, he had a video a while ago. It was like the best things happening in anime this decade.
Mhm.
Then he had
Yeah.
a companion video to it on like his separate kind of vlogging channel. It was
The
like
worst
the
things.
worst things happening to anime this decade.
Yeah.
Which was like
Oh.
it was a little depressing, but like it was an interesting watch. One of the things on the list was like literal death. Like how
Yeah.
just a lot of like talented animators
yeah.
and voice actors
Yeah.
are just dying.
Yeah.
That consistently happens though. Like you're always going to have talent.
Well, he was
But
saying
we've
like
also
a
got
lot
a lot
of
of
the
new strong talent coming out.
yeah,
though.
Yeah.
and like a lot of the classic Studio Ghibli staff are getting old now.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
but
I
now you
guess.
have
The other guy
Minoru
who did
Hosoda.
yeah, and he's really good. Like I
Mhm.
almost prefer his work over Studio Ghibli.
Yeah, he died a while ago, right? Another interesting thing on the list was like working conditions in Japan
Mhm.
and just
Yeah.
how like animators don't get paid a lot.
Yeah, they really don't.
And he had
Mhm.
he had an interesting concept, and he kind of talked about this in another video, talking about like how to support the anime industry, because it's hard like in North America, because anime business is kind of based around the sale of merchandise, but like it's hard for North Americans to get a lot of the merchandise that sells in Japan for like the
Yeah.
same price. Like subscribing to Crunchyroll only gives the studio so much.
Mhm.
So he says like if only all of my favorite animation studios had a Patreon and I could just give each of them $5 a month.
That
Yeah.
would be such a
Yeah,
good idea,
that's
though.
true.
Well, and he pointed out the success of when Trigger did a Kickstarter for the second episode of Little Witch Academia.
Yeah.
Like,
they
was
end up
really
with a
successful,
show, right?
So I thought that was a cool idea, just like anime studios using crowdfunding.
Well, because it's true.
Yeah.
Because I mean, unless you're Crunchyroll or Funimation, you're not really making any money out of North America. I imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a difficult industry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was
But it
also
keeps going.
Everything's a difficult industry though when you think about it.
True. True. It's just
So-
anime has a hard time getting out of its niche market.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's one other thing I was gonna add here. Another in his like worst things about anime, he said like copyright was one of them because like his channel, he just talks about good animes, things that are going well in animes you should watch. So he's basically giving all these companies free advertisement, but his like videos still get taken down because they have images from the anime.
Right, yeah.
It's like I'm telling people to watch your show because it's amazing, and then the bigger like not like this animation studio, like the kind of the bigger company that owns them, the entertainment company, gets the videos taken down. But that's a whole other big discussion, I guess.
I was gonna say, speaking about, have we covered everybody's animes? I have one more. If we
I have two more, but
oh
you
boy,
go first. Yeah. I'll go over them quickly, I promise.
You go, Veda.
No, you go first. Unless you want to go last, I don't know.
Okay, I watched Izetta the Last Witch really quickly. It was kind of the picture looked really pretty, and I'm a fucking bird, so
I get it.
It's a historical fantasy thing. Fucking weird.
Oh yeah.
Action, historical, military, and I thought Liam immediately would probably really like this.
Hey, is this the one where the girl, instead of a broom, she rides a machine gun?
Yes. Yes. So basically it's kind of set in 1940, right when this little country, who's basically Switzerland, is being invaded by the German Empire, and they're asking Britain for help. Britain's like, sorry bro, don't want to help you, steps back and runs away, and Germany starts invading this little country, and right as Germany starts to invade the country, the princess of the country finds this witch that she's been looking for to help save the country, and basically the episode ends with the witch and her flying off on a giant machine gun, and I don't know if I'm gonna watch more or not, but the first episode was pretty entertaining when the witch showed up, so...
I know this one was on my list.
What's the animation?
2016.
Like? Animation reminds me a lot of Full Metal Alchemist, or even like Trinity Blood. That's kind of the style. Sometimes the animation isn't the greatest. It's kind of like animators drew somebody's face but didn't really try that hard. So people end up with like kind of wonky faces now and then, but I kind of get the feeling that maybe their budget wasn't as high as they would have liked it to be. But it's still
could have been time constraint.
Yeah, well, and the first episode's still pretty, like, it does a really good job at setting things up.
Well, it's a cool idea for a story.
Yeah. And I'm kind of curious to see where it goes afterwards, because, like, now the witch is out. Is she gonna go shoot people on her giant gun? I don't fucking know. I just know it was great when she, like, is released out of this giant egg thing that they have her in. The first thing she does is she, like, grabs the gun, and then it gets all, like, sparkly for a minute, and then she just, like, slaps it between her legs and rides it off like a broom. I was like, well, this is fucking weird, but I like it. So,
yeah, I can get into that.
Yeah, it seemed pretty entertaining.
What's it called? Is Izetta the Last Witch?
Yeah, or
Shimatsu no Izetta.
I'll add that to my list, just because.
Why not?
And nice. That was the last one you watched?
That was my third and final.
Oh, let's wrap things up with the two Veda. Wrap things up on the fall anime section at least.
Woo! Okay. So one of the ones I watched was called Kiss Him Not Me, or Watashi ga Motete Dosunda. And it's basically it's about this okay, so it's about this girl and she's a fujoshi. So if you don't know what fujoshi is, it literally translates into rotten girl, and it's like a mean Japanese term for female fans of boys love content, basically, and yaoi.
Oh my god.
So she's like this hardcore fujoshi, and she's like this pudgy little like nobody in her high school. And her and her one friend just spend all of their time shipping their classmates together.
Oh my god!
Like their male classmates together. It's very much a comedy. This show is not meant to be taken seriously.
Yeah.
And like just really briefly, like that's just the whole. And then what happens is her favorite anime character ends up dying.
Oh god!
In the show.
No! Must be traumatizing.
She locks herself in her room for a week. and then doesn't eat or anything. So then when the week is over, like her brother and mom are like, get out of your room and go do stuff, you lazy person, you know? And she like wakes up and she's of course this beautiful anime girl now. And she's all thin and pretty. And I'm like, that was one of the things that bothered me about this show. I'm like, please don't teach people to lock themselves in their rooms and not eat for a week. It's probably not a good thing.
But I mean, what's the target audience for this show, I guess?
Girls. Impressionable teenage girls, basically.
Yeah, that's a little iffy.
Yep. But yeah, and then she comes out and she's all beautiful, and then all of the boys at her school are like fucking falling over themselves because they're like, who is this beautiful girl? And they say her name, and they're all like, what? You were the like little fat one before? Oh my god. You know, and then they like all end up on like this giant, I don't know, double date, but it's like a quadruple date with all of the boys that I've featured.
I'm just gonna date all the boys.
Sounds a lot like they're just stalking her to me.
They all want to go to a movie with her, and they all like fight, and then they just end up all going to the movie together with her.
What a compromise.
Overall, it was like an interesting show. It was pretty funny. Like there was some good otaku jokes and like humor because she's like a total nerd otaku. So I am like, I understand this. And she's trying to hide it from everybody because she doesn't want all the boys to know that she's like this massive fujoshi, right? And then at the end of the one episode, she just like, they're standing outside of some anime store and they're having a big sale, and she's trying really hard not to be like, oh my god, I need to go buy all of the shit in that store, right? And then she just snaps and like runs away from them, and they're all like, what the fuck? And she's like, I'm a massive anime fan, and just runs into the store. And then comes out like holding a body pillow, and it gets all like dramatic lighting, and like there's wind blowing her hair, and she's just like, yep, this is the real me. And they all
kind of like cool that they're doing it on a, yeah, I guess as you call it, fujoshi, and not like a
otaku.
Some otaku neat guy, you know?
Yeah, it takes kind of a different, because like they don't do like the typical where it's a guy with a bunch of girls, you know? It's different. And I'm sure it'll just get like really gay the further it goes into, because it is aimed at girls who like, you know, yaoi stuff. So it was overall fun. It's definitely not serious. I think I'll watch a couple more episodes just to see where it goes. I don't know if it'll be like I'll watch the whole thing, but it's probably short, so maybe, who knows. And then like the other anime I watched was Nanbaka, which is just, the only description given is a super exciting action comedy starring the inmates and guards of the world's most formidable prison. That's it.
Oh, I wanted to watch this one, actually.
Yes. Yeah. This one is basically just like the animation studio like just took a rainbow and like threw it all over the screen. And then like they dumped a whole thing of sparkles on top of it. Everyone has like super colorful gradient hair, and like there's constantly sparkles on screen. Like every 2 minutes there's just like little shimmer sparkles for no reason, just because. And it's kind of fun. I actually kind of like it because it's like really light and just ridiculous, like absolutely ridiculous. And it reminds me of the Magical Boy anime, High Earth Defense Club Love.
Fuck.
It's,
of course,
it's a lot like that, because it's just like a group of stupid guys in a prison, and then at first they like want to break out, and then they're like, no, wait, this prison's pretty cool, we'll just stay here and like order a pizza and stuff online, right? And like they're all very like stereotypical, because you got like the one that likes anime, and the one that's like really tough, and the one that's like, I'm pretty, and you know, kind of thing. It's very,
of course,
cliche,
all the classic prison tropes.
Of course.
I know, I wanted to watch it just to see how colorful it was, and like I'm watching the trailer now, and like all my eyeballs are like, whoa.
I know, it's just like your eyes doing drugs,
but like in a pretty way.
It was really fun. I just enjoyed it because of how ridiculous it was, and the comedy is just like everything is over the top. Like the animation style is over the top, the way it looks is over the top, all the characters are over the top, like just everything. It's ridiculous. And I kind of love it for that. Just like I loved the Magical Boy anime for being completely out of its, like, just out of it. It's great. So yeah.
So are you gonna keep watching?
Yeah, I think I will definitely keep watching Nanbaka. I know there's more episodes out than one episode, and I need to go back and watch the rest of them, but I will. What about the Kiss Him Not Me?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I'll keep watching that one as well, but I don't. It'll be like lower priority for me.
Fair enough.
So how do we feel about fall 2016, guys?
Pretty
I
decent.
Fall 2016 had me at Keijo, honestly. That's all I need to say.
Honestly,
well,
I think
me at Yuri on Ice, so
I know there's a whole bunch that like I wanted to watch and then didn't. So far the offerings look good.
Yeah, actually, like I felt a little more poorly about Fall 2016, but now that I've kind of like talked to you guys about the ones you've watched, like there's some that I had no interest in that now I kind of do. So,
right, yeah.
And I definitely think it's a matter of you need to check them out yourself rather than just hope they're good.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes descriptions suck too.
Yeah, true. That's very
so it's like
true.
you like read it and like you look at the picture and you're like, that looks boring as hell, and then someone tells you about it and you're like, oh no, I could do that.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I could put that on my eyeballs for a bit.
Yeah.
Are there any shows that anybody wished they had watched but didn't?
Occult
Flip
9.
Flappers.
Cool. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna check out Flip Flappers now.
Do it. I think you would like it. You guys would probably like it.
Yeah, and
you're nice.
I'm probably gonna check out Blood of Wars as well.
Do it. Again, from what I've seen, I'm enjoying it so far.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
it sounds like
shall we do the marbles for next week?
We already did the marbles, Liam.
Oh, did we actually record it in the last episode?
Yes, we did.
Oh, I thought we did it after recording.
Oh, yeah, because I was complaining that I was actually prepared for once, and then...
Yeah, and then we weren't going to do it, and then we did do it anyway. So
I'm 3 years old.
A recap, I got the red marble, and I believe it's myself and Leah watching the bad show?
Yes.
Yes, and the shows we're watching are...
Arslan Senki and Divine Gate.
Yeah.
Now, I believe I read the descriptions last time, but I can do it again if we think necessary.
Why not? Let's throw them in quickly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so the good anime is Arslan Senki, so that was Liam and Veda are watching that this week.
Yep.
Alright, so the year is 320. Under the rule of the belligerent king Angoras III, the prosperous kingdom of Pars is at war with the neighboring empire Lusitania. Though different from his father in many aspects, the kind young Prince Arslan sets out to prove his valor on the battlefield for the very first time. However, when the king is betrayed by one of his most trusted officials, the Parsian army is decimated and the capital city of Ecbatana is sieged. When the army is in shambles and the Lusitanians are out for his head, Arslan is forced to go on the run. With a respected general by his side, the loyal Dariun, Arslan soon sets off on a journey in search of allies that will help him take back his home. It's got a 7.88 on Mal.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds really good.
Yeah, the kind of theme I had for this week was kind of like action, adventure, historical.
Oh yeah.
Fantasy fun.
All that shit.
Yeah. Alright.
And then Divine Gate.
Divine Gate. 2 seconds. When the Divine Gate is opened, the living world, the heavens, and the underworld become connected, ushering an era of chaos where desires and conflict intersect. To restore order, the World Council is formed. A peace is restored, the Divine Gate becomes an urban legend. In that world, boys and girls deemed fit by the World Council are gathered. They are ones who aim to reach the gate for their personal objectives. Those who reach the gate can remake the world. What lies beyond the gate? When they reach the door, will the world change? Will it be the past that changes, or will it be the future?
Only we will know next week. Woo!
Exciting.
Yeah, it kind of makes me think of like Hunger Games. Anyway, is there anything else we need to talk about? Anyone?
Who's picking again for next week?
I feel like this was a really long episode this time round.
Talk about a lot of anime.
Yeah. Good run.
Who is picking for next week?
Is it Becca?
I am.
Becca.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
I got half an idea. Only
That's
half,
something.
though.
Excited.
Yeah, the other half's gonna be questionable at best.
Uh-oh.
Anyway.
Night listeners.
Good.
Thank you for listening.
Thanks for listening.
I donk you.
Yeah.
Let us know if there's any
you
fall
too.
2016 anime you think we should watch.
Yeah. Facebook, Podbean, iTunes. We're on all that shit. Check us out. It said just a moment ago that we had a comment on our 4Weebs page on Podbean, but then when I clicked on it, it wasn't there. So
way to crush our dreams.
Why?
I don't know if we actually got a comment or maybe it's one of those spammy things.
Oh yeah.
We'll just pretend somebody loved us and then accidentally hit delete or something. They just couldn't let their
Maybe
feelings
it's Mackenzie being like, just let me on.
Just bring me on, you bitches. We're getting there, Mackenzie, I promise.
Yeah. All right,
Anyway,
listeners.
With that,
good night.
I donk you.